T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Fuck you, Westport!
What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Happy post-Thanksgiving. Looking forward to Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Macho?
I'm doing great. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out today. I mean,
No,
obviously we got a lot of stuff we can talk about.
I appreciate you having me on, man. Appreciate you letting me on.
My pleasure. Like, this is fun. This is actually kind of a little catch up for us
Yeah,
because
for sure.
we actually got to meet. Like, you're in that very small percentage of people that like we communicate with each other a lot. We always see each other in chat, but we've actually met. We've actually broken
We've
bread,
actually, yeah,
puffed
we
a
hung
joint
out,
together.
passed it
So,
over. Yep. Yes, sir.
yeah. You forever in my head. So like for everybody watching, my first impression, well, not my first impression, but our first interaction is he rolls very, very nice joints. And I can't roll joints for shit. So we're all upstairs chilling at the DGC event and he's working on something and and then this nice fucking perfectly rolled joint is going around. And I'm like, I like this guy. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
I appreciate it. I took my time to learn that skill. You know, it wasn't easy. I used to roll like shit. Before, I would only roll blunts. That's how I used to smoke, was blunts for many years. And till about right when I started growing, I started rolling joints. So it's only been about this Thanksgiving's just 2 years now. So I just hit my 2-year anniversary.
Really?
Yep.
Fucking rad. It's they always joke too, because I mean that was a proper like blunt size joint. A lot of joints today are blunt size, but they always the little like meme where it shows like, person who buys weed and the joint's just like this little thing, and the person who grows weed that is the
Big
old
ass thing.
fucking
Yep.
yeah. I'm like looking back at my past, I'm like, that's true. Because I can roll like a really good like pinner joint. Like people would be like, what's that toothpick? But I still have to use a dollar bill. But when it comes to the fatties, bro, I buy pre-rolls.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. You do what you gotta do, man. You do what you gotta do.
Oh shit. Well, what we gotta do today is we gotta talk about your book, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but definitely the Cannabis Bible as told to Macho Grams, and we'll get into that because this is actually a very special book, bro. I've got
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of praise for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but I just want to catch up. We'll break it in. So we could start with the DGC Cup. I had, a really fun time. It was fun hanging out with the crew. We kind of like rolled together throughout the weekend. But what's it been since, man? What have you like gone to grow, and what have you gone to smoke in these past 6 months?
I just harvested some of ICANN's Cali Couch Lock. I harvested some of your Mrs. Cool Eyes.
Nice. Okay.
Some stuff from Crop Culture, Cloudy Skies, and that was about it. Right now, I got growing some cuts of Peanut Butter Breath across to Pure Michigan. So I've grown Pure Michigan before, and I love it. I've smoked Peanut Butter Breath before, and I love it. So I'm hoping to see how that comes out. You know?
Yeah. People will be talking about Pure Michigan. It's funny that you say that, and it's funny I just mentioned pre-roll because less than an hour ago, I was in the woods smoking a store-bought pre-roll of Pure Michigan.
Nice,
'Cause,
nice.
like, I hear about it a lot. I have some things that it's crossed into, and I was like, I've got to try it. It was in the store. I was like, okay, cool. We'll get that. We'll burn that. We'll go in the woods. But from what I always heard is it's kind of like a heavy hitter. It's a little bit more sedative. It's a
Yeah.
little kind of funky and maybe fuely. Like I've never grown it myself. I've never seen the plant myself, but I liked the joint. So what was kind of your experience with it?
Yeah, just how you described it. You know, it brought back a lot of memories from the when I first started smoking the real good weed. You know, and right after the brick, when the real good weed started coming around, it was funky, it was gassy, it was stanky, and it would hit you hard. And
Nice.
that's
That's
exactly what
what
it
I'm
brought
looking
back.
forward to. Yeah, Kazoo Kush out of Michigan, he sent me some cross that he did. It's a Northern Lights crossed with the Pure Michigan. And I was like, okay, that's
Nice.
cool. You mentioned the kind of the old school, and I did wonder, just talking to people, if Northern Lights is actually part of it. It sounds like an older kind of Afghani thing. So that's cool that you mentioned it's, like brought you back to kind of an older taste versus maybe
Mm,
something that we're seeing today.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like all the flavors that are coming out and
Mhm.
I love it all. I grow it. I like to grow as many different strains as I can to get all those different flavors, not to just get
Yeah.
stuck on one.
Absolutely. And today we're gonna dive back in and do some giveaways here. We got the Northwest Preservations bag of goodies. And
Nice.
we'll dive into this here really soon. Actually, I always like to do the early bird. So let me reach in here. We'll blind pull a pack. What are we playing for today?
Oh, what do we got?
Right now? I think I know what this one is, and I kept one of these for myself too. Bear's Dream. It's the Santa Cruz Blue Dream, which is where a lot of people feel that the actual sativa leaning, like that nice blue dream, comes from. So the Santa Cruz Blue Dream crossed with sour sage. Freaking awesome. And again, this is
Nice.
from, Northwest Preservations. It's Mr. Spliff of Cannabis is the breeder behind that, but Northwest Preservations is his company. And you can find a Mr. Spliff of Cannabis on YouTube. And the website's coming soon. But yeah, Bear's Dream. So if you're in the US, I'm going to come up with a word in a second and we'll play for that. But that kind of led me to think, because we'll be giving away multiple packs today. And you said you like different flavors. I'm wondering if you're like me. Do you have that kind of like go-to like morning, afternoon, evening weed, or you just like whatever, whenever?
Yeah, I mean, I like to mix it up. You know, I've been smoking for so long. I could function off heavy during the day and light during the night and still go to sleep good. But yeah, I
Right.
like to mix it up.
So does that go for like your profiles? Like what is, there's always the question of, what is your desert island strain? And that could be hard. So I always like to morph that. It's like, what is your desert island profile? Like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like? Where does it hit you? Like, what would you want to take to a desert island?
It's got to be the funk, the gas, that old school funk.
Funk, kind of like a gym locker or something
Yeah,
foul like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Dirty gym
yeah.
socks.
You just smell it. You're like, God, what the hell is this? Yo, you smoking this? Like, yes, give me that. Give it all here.
Equally as good when like the after the room smells like it afterwards too. Just like
Yeah.
what happened? Oh, that's where I got the Pacific Northwest dog shit electric boogaloo. It's like it wasn't really smelling in the strain. It wasn't really the taste. It was funky, but dude, like 5 minutes after you smoke the bowl, if you come back in that room, you're convinced somebody stepped in fresh dog shit.
Oh
Everybody's
shit.
like checking their shoe. Like seriously, it is just like, oh, horrible. And I've been looking for it forever. It's been a long time. Oh, shoot. All right. Everybody, if you guys are in the US and you would like to play for this pack of Bears Dream, please in the little chat box, go ahead and type funk. And we'll keep this open for a little bit here. But funk. So what has been, or can you recall some of your favorite strains or anything that has had that funk to you? Uh, Something you would grow again, I always say.
I think everything I would grow again, everything that I've grown so far, I would grow again. But I just want to try so many different strains. You know, I haven't settled on one that I want to keep around yet. You know, I'm
Yep.
trying this pure Michigan cut with the peanut butter breath because somebody sent it to me. So I'm really hoping that comes out nice. You know, if that's
It's
something
got
that, yeah, if that's something that I want to keep around for sure, for sure. That's got
great
this potential.
parents. Yeah, absolutely. Great potential there. Peanut butter breath. I like that one. That's, I believe, a Thug Pug. And then the Pure Michigan. I don't think I ever got an answer on where that came from.
I believe
Kind of thought
that's
it was
duck poke as well.
okay. That would, fire and fire. So
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
following
if I'm
that
not
one.
mistaken.
Now, you grew some pretty wicked, no joke. And I'm kind of like slapping my hand right now for not having those pictures ready, but
Ah,
thank
all
you
right
for
there.
growing that. Yeah.
Oh man, thank you for
Oh,
making
damn.
it. Yeah, look at it right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super sexy. Like did a fantastic job on the grow. Again, shout out Chris from Crop Culture for taking some freaking sexy shots of that. And
Oh, he did a
he
great
reached
job.
out to me. Yeah, he shared the photos with me. I even printed up my own banner for it, and I freaking had that at my booth. I had that sitting. That was my top table topper at the booth
Nice,
that I
nice.
did this summer. So yeah.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Hell yeah.
I'm glad you got to grow that one and enjoy that one. Now, what was the profile on yours like? Because there's usually a couple profiles, two different profiles to that one. I can't really remember what you were getting there. I don't assume it was funk though, because funk isn't common.
It had like a slight funk, but it was more like a cooked chicken, like it was
Yes.
already
Okay.
like it's been cooked. You know, like you just cooked the chicken and left it there and came back to it later on. And
That's
then
awesome. So you did get the slightly funky one
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah. But it had like a slight undertone of berries to it too, like fruity, like in the end.
That's cool, man. I always love hearing, people describe their experience with it because, all of us have different palates. We all perceive things differently. Like my sense of
True.
smell really is shit. So if I smell the weed or I can like pick out particular nuances of it, I know that it's strong. Like the normal
Yeah.
person is gonna be like, "Ooh, I get something," but what they get is always interesting. So
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way. Yeah. Like ever since I started growing, I'm blind to it now almost.
mhm.
I know when people come over, they're like, "God damn, what the hell are you doing here?" I was like, "What are you talking about?
Dude,
What are you talking about?"
we had gosh, not Terminex, one of those companies though. Maybe it was Terminex. Orkin, I think. Fuck. We had one of those people out the other day and like I was walking outside to go to the post office as my wife was talking to the guy outside and he just looks at me, he's like, "Yeah, I used to smoke an ounce a day. I was a pretty heavy smoker, but I can't anymore." I'm like, does our
Damn.
hell smell that bad? Like he's like 10 feet away. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what the roofers said when they were here too. They're like, we love good crime. So Time to update my carbon filters or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Oh, they want that tip, you know. A couple
Right? Yeah.
joints. Here you go.
They allegedly may have received a tip. That was pretty cool. So, but yeah, I'm just like, shh, down low, guys, down low.
Yeah, you gotta take care of them. Keep it quiet.
Exactly. I'm like, it is pretty good. I always put stuff though. So like because my wife worked at a dispensary for a long time. I worked at a dispensary for a long time. And so we always just have jars around. We've kept jars. I always put stuff in like rec store jars. Like, yeah, I picked this up at the store. It's amazing. I want to share some with you. Here you go.
There you go. Yeah,
Hopefully that throws them off the trail, or who knows.
it should work.
Yeah, it should work. But I mean, kind of speaking of me probably needing to replace some carbon filters, how do you like to grow?
Right
Are you
now,
soil or cocoa or hydro or not growing, or what's going on?
I've done soil, cocoa. I've done aeroponics, but right now I'm growing in a mix of cocoa and perlite.
Cool.
Yep.
Good stuff. What do you have a feeding system that you like the Fox Farm Trio or Athena, or
I'm
you
using
tried?
Strive Nutrients.
Oh,
I was trying to advanced nutrients before, but I
okay.
didn't want to buy all the bottles that they have to offer, so
Yeah,
it
like
gets
I
kind of
really,
expensive, you know.
dude, for sure. When you start talking about, I used to use I almost want to say General Hydroponics, but I don't think that's it. Botanicare. But they would have like 10 different bottles you needed. And I was like, oh, guys, are you
Yeah,
killing me? Especially when I'm just mixing it for a few plants, because it's all like 5 milliliters here, five
yeah,
milliliters. Uh, but it's nice to have a system. It's easier when you have more plants to feed. But I always like to ask that because, as you said, there are some programs with so many bottles, and that leaves something to said for like home and garden. Just bottle A, bottle B. It's like, bro, if I got to just mix two things, we're golden.
and that's exactly what Strive is. Strive Nutrients. It's part A and part B.
I've got to
So
look into that one because
that's
I'm not familiar.
I used General Hydroponics before when I ran the aeroponic system, and that worked real good with it. I didn't have no problems with clogging up the sprayers, the nozzles, or nothing with it. At first, I was using Fox Farm, and that gunked up everything. I learned quick that doesn't work good for aeroponics. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm using the tray to grows from Autopod. It's kind of like a 4 foot by almost 2 foot just tray. You could fit 10 1 gallon pots in there if that's the size you're going for. And
nice.
uh, I mean, fabric pots definitely work the best, but I've got them in there, and in 1 gallon pots, bro. Like my organic living soil that's preloaded with nutrients can never grow full term in a freaking 1 gallon container. So
I mean, it depends how long you veg them, I guess. Because I've
yeah,
done it, but I do a short veg on it.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
feeding them. Like I'm doing rooted leaf nutrients, which I basically he sent me all the like accessory bottles, and I had used those before for foliar, but I bought the A and the B, and so I pretty much just have been using the A and the B on it. It's organic liquids, but dude, my emitters, like there's a little filter where it goes from the reservoir into the hose. I have to
yeah,
make sure I clean that regularly because that organic material it gunks up and the water won't flow through.
yeah.
So
Oh
I got
yeah,
to
you
drop
always
some
got to be careful.
enzyme. Yeah, enzyme cleaner. Did you ever have to use anything to clean your lines or any enzymes when you were doing the aeroponics? Or did you just get
Uh,
through the run?
I had the Hygrozyme, I think Hydro Clean, I believe the name of it was, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. It
Yeah.
was
I know they
this
make a
was
product.
yeah, this was about almost 2 years ago now. I forgot the name of it, but I know it was a Hygrozyme product.
Now, everybody talks about like aeroponics, DWC, hydroponics. You get kind of explosive growth
Yeah,
compared to soil. Has that been your experience too?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I was noticing the plant was growing at least like 4 inches a day.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you definitely have to
yeah.
run a quick veg on those,
Oh
huh?
yeah, yeah. I had about a 2 month veg within a month.
Damn. Yeah, I just whoops. Sorry, bro. Didn't mean to blow you up there. I like trying to run quick veg cycles. Just again, you can turn and burn more per
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I mean,
And
don't get me wrong. I like seeing big plants too. You know, that yield big fruits, and but I'm the same way. I like to turn and burn. I like to try new flavors a lot. So
personally, I think that's the way to becoming like a better breeder or just having a better foundation of genetics. It's really just you have to try different things. You have to get out there. I mean, all for most of us, the goal is to find that one, but that's very hard to find. So,
yeah,
yeah.
especially when there's so many great things out there, you're not gonna know if that's the one if you don't try the other ones.
Yep, and it gives people a good frame of reference too, because
Yeah,
you hear about like Humboldt Seed Company as a good example. They're like, we're 10,000 plant pheno hunt, and they find amazing things in there. But if you have a good palate and you have a well-rounded idea of what's possible, you can pop 4 beans and be like, that right there,
yeah.
that's the one. So. Whew, let's real quick give away these beans and hopefully somebody has that moment with this pack. They
Let's
they pop
go.
them. Yeah, they pop them. They like, dude, that is my magic maker. So again, if you're in the US, just type funk into the chat. Uh Bear's Dream, Santa Cruz Blue Dream, crossed with Sour Sage from Northwest Preservations. I just saw an all caps L roll by. He says,
What up, Al?
shout out,
Shout out
shout
to
out.
everybody in the chat.
Yeah, huge shout out. A lot of people in here today and some new names to me. So I always see them hanging out in chats where you're at. So I appreciate some people coming over and checking me out today, giving me a
Oh
chance. Macho bringing the peeps. Um,
yeah.
Let's go to there we go. All right. So good luck, everybody. We got the funk. If you are a winner, please just go ahead and you can get a hold of me on Instagram or better yet, my website. All of that is linked down in the show notes. Book reader, right
Oh,
on.
let's go. Congratulations.
Yeah. As a book reader, you should have no problem reading the links down below. That's awesome. Highly encouraged. Yeah, please just get a hold of me and I will try to get these out Monday. Granted, Tuesday, I'm on an airplane going to MJ BizCon. So, also, I do want to mention that links for Macho Gram, his Instagram is down in the show notes as well, guys. Also, a link to the book on Amazon, Cannabis Bible, which we'll talk about here shortly. But congratulations, book reader, and thanks for joining us today. Don't worry, guys, we've definitely got a couple more coming up during the show. Hooray!
Congratulations, book reader.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, shout out to everybody in here. I see Kingfisher in here, and Kingfisher is a person who had a similar profile to you. As I always call that one like the orange chicken pheno of the no joke. Is kind of almost like for me, it's like when you crack up. Oh man, they've been in the news too. I'm Po people, but anyways, like when you crack open a can of chicken noodle soup, Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and you get that smell.
Okay.
And to
Yeah.
me, that's kind of where like the chicken came from, like a chicken bouillon type for me. And that, oddly enough, is the Kool-Aid Man. That's the profile of the Kool-Aid Man, which doesn't sound very Kool-Aid, but it's an amazing plant. So yeah, I keep that one around for myself. MJ BizCon, are you going to be going this
Oh,
year?
for sure. For sure.
Really? No way.
Flying out Tuesday morning. I'll see you out there, brother.
Fuck out of here. That's
Hell
sweet.
yeah.
Okay. So like you went before. I swear I saw you in the
Yeah,
video
yeah.
last
I
year.
was
Yeah.
there last year.
So, what were your highlights? I want to talk to some booths. Basically, I like to go and see what's smart about the next person. I want to see what Big Ag is doing or the Big Grows is doing and figure out how that could be translated into a home grow to make our lives easier.
For
But
sure, for sure.
what are some things I can expect there?
I mean, it's huge. It's like three big main rooms, and it's just like real huge. I didn't even know there was one whole room till the last day where all the lights and stuff were for real. I didn't know about that. I had to explore that whole site on the last day. But it's a lot of people, a lot of booths, and you're just gonna see everything that's new and everything that's going on in the industry. A lot of vendors, a lot of like glass work going on, a lot of cool glass going on over there. But
That's cool.
what I took back most was the hangout at the smoke section, hanging out with
Yeah.
everybody in the smoke section. That's where the fun was at.
I saw a lot of good footage of people hanging out on the patio, which it looks
Yep,
like the patio because again, I'm a geek level of this shit. Like I've already looked at the halls, I already know the rows of where different vendors are. Like I'm a man on a mission. But the seed area, like the voice of the plant, that kind of almost like home grower based area
yeah.
is where I'll probably spend a lot of time.
Think they're calling it the vault.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, yep,
That's what it is. Sherbinsky's the vault, but there'll be genetics companies there to kind of geek out on. There's going to be some breeders that I've always thought were pretty cool that'll probably be there. Get to have some conversations,
for sure.
but also like the lighting companies and stuff. I want to go around. I know GML is going to have a booth there, so I'd love just to actually in person be like, hey, tell me more about it. I know all about it. I know people who use it, but again, just that face-to-face interaction is to me very valuable.
Yep. Spider Farmer, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be there. They were there last year. I got to meet
Good.
them, a couple of their reps. That was pretty cool.
Good. I've got a meeting with one company out there. Spider Farmer's not the one, although Spider Farmer sponsors this show. Thanks, Spider Farmer. That will be cool if they have a booth because I like to touch base with people and be like, so what can we do to like make things better for growers from like an educational standpoint, from a product standpoint? Because I've got a lot of beta testing experience with different things over my life, so like I know how to give y'all feedback and
Yeah, you've
stuff.
been doing this for a while now. If anybody would know, you would.
Yeah, go and live and learn. And that's,
Yeah.
the fun about doing shows like this and talking to people like yourself, because you've done aquaponics and you've done that more recently than I have. So I'm sure there's things that that I'd be like, oh, that's freaking cool. And
I
you'd be
kind
like,
of
dude.
forced myself to learn that because this was right after my first grow. My first grow, I grew two plants, and they both went male on me. So I
Oh,
was like, fuck, man, I just spent 2 months doing this and like, damn it, what do I do now? Like, fuck, I mean, I got to start over, right? But then I started looking
yeah,
into ways where I could get the plant to grow faster. And I started learning about hydroponics, and then I started learning about aeroponics. And that seemed real interesting. And
yeah,
it seemed like it was going to be a real big challenge, but I was like, fuck, I think I could do it. I'm not going to be able to do it on a large scale like these companies do it, but I'll be able to
no,
do a 2 bucket system. And
yeah.
sure enough, I was able to build it, get it going, and take it to harvest.
That's freaking rad. So were you, YouTube University, or did you have books, or was there like somebody you knew who was able to show you that? Because again, I will say you went for the hardest way of growing first. So that's commendable.
It was yeah, a lot of YouTube learning. And even as I was showing my progress through YouTube, I was getting comments in the chat, like, hey, maybe you should try this, try this, try this. And sure enough, when I try those changes, I see the difference of, man, it was awesome. All because of the community.
Yeah, dude, it's cool when you can get constructive criticism in the chats and in the comments. And I've gotten some over the, weeks and months, which are awesome. It really does help. there's always the a-hole that has an opinion, but like constructive criticism helps. And it's awesome that you were open to, actually like reading comments and thinking about something. Cause again, it's like, smart people can see what's smart about the next person, right?
Yeah.
So if you're smart, you realize you don't know everything. There's always something that can be learned.
Yeah. The more you learn, the more you know you don't know it all. You know?
Exactly. Oh, heck yeah. I like seeing this. It says CSI Humboldt plus Chad's soil mix makes me feel like a winner. Heck yeah. That's awesome. The Westport blend made me feel like a winner too. I was just like
Nice.
7-gallon pots. I just don't fuck up the watering and you will get some gems out of those
Yeah.
things. But I saw the CSI is what caught my eye at first because that's who I recently recommended. Somebody was asking me for like a cheese or, have you grown a good cheese? Have you seen a good cheese? And I've tried many. I'm still hunting for what I am looking for, but CSI Humble is kind of a known preservationist. Like people have given him access to clones of proper things because he just does like seed increases, kind of keep things alive, keep things out there. But he has a lot of cheeses,
Nice.
UK cheese. Yeah. I know you mentioned some breeders earlier kind of profiles, but have you ever, like tried a cheese or do you have like a go-to breeder for certain things?
I haven't grown it out, but I've tried it before. It was 99 Moons, I believe.
Okay.
I think Chris from Crop Culture had grew it out. And to me, it smelled like just Cheetos, like a bag of Cheetos.
That's awesome. I've never
Yeah.
experienced that. That'd be freaking cool. Yeah, I'm a good cheese, man. There's Amsterdam, there's a coffee shop, Katsu, in the DePipe neighborhood. Uh, they've got a Big Buddha cheese that has just been phenomenal. And most years when we go, only one year they haven't had it on the menu, and that was the year before the last time we went. So when we went back this last time and they had it, I was stoked. But like that's the one I'm looking for. I just
Nice. Yes.
can't find it myself. So there's a lot of different things I'm looking for.
Oh, the hunt's alive. The hunt's alive.
Oh, dude, it is. Testing is crazy. I'm so thankful for those tray to grow systems. Like this last round has made my life so much easier. Because again, you can water, dude, hand watering anything over like 10 freaking 1-gallon pots on a daily, sometimes multiple daily basis
Yeah.
is just a drag.
Oh, yeah.
Possible, but it's a drag.
Yeah. At one point, I may or may not had about 21 gallons going. And
Yes.
I quickly
Yeah.
learned, like, yeah, this isn't it. Hand watering isn't it. And I ended up building my own, like, tray to grow. I bought the felt mat, a 4x4, and I had a hose hooked up to the pump. I was able to feed water to the pump every hour, every little bit every hour.
Nice.
I had
Yep.
that going and ended up having to take it out because I had a problem with fungus gnats. So everything was just too wet and I couldn't get rid of them and just had to
Yeah.
get rid of the whole system. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have the mosquito bits on hand. SF nematodes go into soil and work really good against the larva. But yeah, just kind of comes with the territory. You said
Yeah.
something there though that actually could really benefit me in the current moment. So again, everything, little gems drop here and there. Because in my other tent, I've got 4 of the 3.9-gallon auto pots. And I had been hand watering because I just had transplanted into them out of my 2 gallons and hand watering. And I turned on the fucking, I'm already swearing. That's how much I love the experience. And then I turned on the auto pots and dude, this heavy, thick, organic living soil retains so much water and
Yeah.
soaks up so much water. You have to go in and turn off that valve like almost after every feeding or like every 2 days to give it a dry back. I didn't, and my beautiful plants went from beautiful plants to like, hi, I'm yellow and pissed.
Oh,
Like hardcore, like I'm yellow and pissed hardcore. in like a matter of 5 days from turning the system on. So a little bummed, nursing them back to health right now. But you mentioned a timer that would kind of fill the reservoirs, whereas right now to nurse them back, I'm manually going in. But that could be a great solution for me moving forward. Is just, yeah, I could leave the system on the whole time, but if I have that timer or that blocker to
Yeah.
open and close, okay, that might get around it because I like my hand watering, but I wanted to autopilot these because I've got a bunch of other things going on. So
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. I like hand watering too. I like being in there with plants, but there's so much other things you got going on too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the 1 gallons, no, I don't like hand watering that. But I mean, my threes, my fives, my sevens, I enjoy it. So okay. Well, I've
I
got it turned off now.
I've been using the AC Infinity self watering bases, so
Okay.
that's been helping me out a lot.
And do you use fabric pots or is it
Yeah,
plastic?
yeah, fabric.
Okay. Okay. The fabric tends to work the best. I see from like the wicking systems. Although I did put one of my plastic pots on the tray to grow because I had to move other plants into that tent for a minute because I'm doing reversal spray on the other one and I was like short a tent. So it's like, okay, so
Okay.
everything in this tent so that one plant can be in there to reverse for like 2 weeks. But so I put the plastic pot on the tray to grow, and I've actually been picking it up just to check the weight, and it feels like it's soaking up water through it. So it already
Yeah,
has an
you.
established root system, which helps, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's soaking up water.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But the fabric definitely if you're doing the soaking pots. The AC Infinity is just kind of a disc with I always call them the shoestrings. Is
yep.
that how it's set up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Wicking strings, shoestrings. They're the same thing. Yeah.
Right, right. Fancy strings. Do you like how big is the reservoir or where is that stored? Is it in the tent, out of the tent? Like how does
Out
that
of the
work?
tent. Yeah, it's out of the tent. I got a 10-gallon reservoir and keep
Okay.
just filling it up with a bubbler in there.
Okay, you do use the bubbler.
Yeah.
And how quickly are you like cycling through that? Because I'm curious about nutrients. Like, do you keep it constantly charged? Do you go through like a nutrient batch and then a freshwater batch and then nutrients?
So I'll feed about once a week with the nutrients. Then throughout the rest of the week, I'm on the self-watering bases. They're just drinking water.
Okay. Do you, and this is a good question here, red eye, water temps, like, do you monitor those at all or?
Not as much as I did when I was doing the aeroponics,
Right.
but I know like right now in the winter time, for sure I got it in the warmer area. I'm not leaving it the water stored in the cold area.
Yeah, I always I finger test my temps. I do have a way, like if I'm using like the pH pen or like the EC pen, if I am mixing up formulas, majority of those pens have a temperature on it, so it can tell you. But for the Westport blend soil and even with the rooted leaf, I'm not even bothering them because it says not to bother pHing with those on the bottle. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I finger test it. I'm like, the plants will tell me if they're pissed. I'm trying to stress them out. They'll let me know.
Yeah. Now, when I was doing the aeroponics, I had a chiller that was built in with my system that keep the water at a perfect temperature the whole time.
That helps, dude, because that is a battle. Too cold, you'll shock the roots. Too warm, you could run into just pathogens and fungal pressure.
Yeah.
Dissolved oxygen is important. I think like 68 is kind of the ideal. Just again, roots need oxygen and water. Dissolved oxygen helps everything out. I got thrown off here. Somebody says Scotty Real is here.
What up, Scotty?
Shout out to Scotty. I don't know if he's in here or not, but shout out either
Recharge
way.
for the win.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I saw somebody up there did mention recharge, and that's one other time where I do kind of turn off the system and do the hand watering. Because I asked them about recharge. Let me toss that up right there. Kapow. But yeah, with recharge, he says it's not really best to keep it in like suspended animation, like keeping it sitting in your tank for a while or keeping it in the watering can and then getting back to it like a few hours or a day later. So it's really meant to kind of be mixed and then applied directly. So that I top feed. That I still get to do my hand watering, whether it's auto pots or not.
Yeah, I'll mix it in a 5-gallon bucket, and I got a electronic hose that I'll just stick the hose in the bucket. That way I don't actually got to hand water each one. I'll just go with the hose on each plant, hit each plant.
Fancy mother pfeffer.
It was only about like $15, man.
That's cool. I've looked at that. So, you got like the 2-gallon like pump sprayers or whatever. And sometimes like you're not able to reach the plants in the back that well. So I got one of those and, just like, a waste of time. I didn't really continue to use that. Just, it didn't come out fast enough. Like, I grew commercially. So watering wands, yeah, they're awesome. That's the way to do it, especially when you're at scale and you can't reach stuff. But I didn't, I tried to go with like a mini version of that in that pump thing. And I'm just like, yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't water as much as you would like it to water.
Or you're sitting there for a half an hour.
Yeah.
You're sitting there for a half hour with each plant, just like holding it, be like, dude.
That's why 1 gallons are the shit.
Yes, it's true. 1 gallon for the win. Dude, I'm actually freaking stoked. Like those nutrients are working. Like the yield that I'll be getting from the plants, I'm like, damn, okay, 1 pot or 1 gallon may be just the way to go, like in the future for me, because I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to go through. So if I could accomplish running that many and still have it like a worthwhile yield, I'm probably just going to dedicate 1 tent to those trader grows nonstop. That's the hunt tent, man. That's
I don't see why not.
Yeah. It's it's a drawback sometimes when you do grow shorter plants, or when I've grown shorter plants, is like, you get enough to smoke and to try and to have a little bit, but it's not like you got jars where you can like share and get other people's opinions.
Yeah, true. True.
I think these nutrients are working this time. Of course, we'll always see, everybody watching, always take your sexy bud shots before you cut the plant because it gets smaller as the water leaves. So we'll see what it looks like when it's dried.
Or even like a week before you chop, because that last week they kind of start looking a little bit ugly. The leaves start getting a little brittle, and you might not be able to get that shot that you wanted to get.
Yeah, that's an even better point too, because it still has a lot of like the rigidity in the branches. I like to do drought stress at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those last 3-5 days are not sexy, but brings out the expressions.
Oh, for sure.
That's just like my opinion, man. But yeah, I am going to do a Westport University video on that and why I do that and how it works, because it has been studied particularly in cannabis, which is always good, always important. Look at studies that are on cannabis and realize that we probably aren't able to duplicate laboratory conditions. So that's a variable that will change the results. We're also working with different cultivars, which will inevitably change the results. But it gives us a good guideline and a good picture. It's almost close enough. So better than nothing. We're about 45 minutes here, almost an hour. I want to do another giveaway real quick. Yeah, let's do. I know time flew, huh?
Yeah, it's going by fast.
Good. Well, get ready because we're going to talk about your book here in a second, man. Because I have a lot of praise for you. I'm very impressed on multiple levels, and then to be like, I know this dude. So we'll get into the Cannabis Bible here in a second.
I just put a bunch of words together, man. That's all I did, man.
Bro, well, you picked some really great words. Like English was not my good subject. I was more of a math guy. English sucked. But yeah, we'll get into that. Let's give away another pack here though, real quick. Again, this one is courtesy of Northwest Preservations. There we go. Northwest Preservations from Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. That is his deal. But we're going to play for Petro Pastry. So it's the truffle cake crossed with the foothills. If you're in the US, I should probably give you guys a word to type into the old chat box here. I know what word is fun. Kaboom. So if you're in the US and you would like to play for this pack, please go ahead and in the chat, just type Macho, which is fun. So let me completely sidetrack and divert ourselves right now and get to some origins here of the name. It's in the sticker. What did I do with the sticker? Dang it. It's sitting around here, but it's in your avatar. It's in your icon. Is the Macho Man Randy Savage. It's a little in the name. Is that where Macho comes from? Like, what is the origins of that? Okay.
For sure. Macho Man Randy Savage. I played off the Macho Grams, Gramsbe Savage.
Yep. Now, did you learn about him? Because you're young, bro, comparatively. I used to watch Macho Man wrestle on Saturday mornings. So
For sure.
You know him as a wrestler, or are you like, yo, this Slim Jim commercial guy is
No,
rad.
I grew up. I grew up watching wrestling. I was all into that. I started with Jimmy Snuka was the first one that I started watching, and it grew from there.
Superfly.
Yep.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Those were the early days, dude. When I was a kid, like, we had this hide-a-bed in the basement, and I would pull it out and I would like watch the wrestling and like do it with like the big ass stuffed animals my sister had. Like, I'd jump off the corner of the couch and like boom from the top rope onto him.
Yeah, that was me and my brother. My brother's 2 years older than me, and that was us. I remember there was one picture day we both went to school. We had a missing tooth. We knocked each other out the day before. Yeah.
That's so rad.
My mom was so pissed. Yeah.
Of course, always right before picture day, huh? Something always happens to the hair. Something, what the fuck? Oh, that's awesome, dude. All right. So that's, dude, extra bonus points. Even cooler. Yeah, I see King Kong Bundy in here. Way before the Stone Cold era. I mean, remember like Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Heck yeah. Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Sergeant Slaughter, Mean Gene, the WWF announcer, Bobby the Brain Heenan, man. Miss Elizabeth. That was Macho's girlfriend.
Yeah, that was Macho's girl.
I had a crush on Miss Elizabeth, I will admit.
See, everybody did. Everybody did, yeah.
George the Animal Steel, the dude who would eat the turnbuckles. I remember that was a storyline. Miss Elizabeth. I'm so glad that there's a lot of people that actually watch the show and watch this channel that are about like the same age. So they're getting it. Jake the Snake, the Iron Sheik, like people are feeling us here. That's
I was born in 81, so I've been around. I've been around for a while.
Baby face then. Baby face. Oh, all right, guys, go ahead and keep going here. Just type Macho into the chat box if you're in the US and you want to play for that pack of the Petro pastry. I like them both. Didn't say that. So, speaking of words and choosing to use the right ones, that was not the example. Dude, seriously. So, can you like tell me where? Because I want to talk about your Cannabis Bible. I'm gonna blow this up here, guys, and the link is down in the show notes too. So you can definitely go and support a good community member. I think you'll enjoy this, and we'll get into the contents here, but it's the Cannabis Bible as told to Macho Grams. But as I said, English was not my good subjects. Like, you strike me as this is not your first attempt at writing. This is not the first time you've done something like this. Like, was writing a passion? Like when you were a kid?
I was never really too good at school. I mean, I did okay. I graduated everything on time, but I always like to write. I always like to just be creative and just see where my mind will take me, you know, and I like to explore different ideas that would pop up.
That's freaking rad. And real quick, Mr. Green Bean, yes, it is on Amazon. And I do have the link down there, so you don't even have to search it. If you do, just do Cannabis Bible Macho Grams, and it should pop up for you. If you just do Cannabis Bible, there's a whole bunch of things out there, but the link is down below. So, yeah, you weren't necessarily like fitting the format of what school wants from you, but you were expressive, you were artistic, and
Yeah, for
the
sure.
right
I was
your
always
way.
entering like writing competitions, poetry competitions, but it
Good.
was just never like part of my I don't know how to wheelhouse, you know, like I was almost more into sports and stuff like that.
Yep.
That was more of
Yep.
my
For
focus.
lifetime goals. One thing that, well, many things that I enjoyed about reading this is I'm a very visual person. Like, if I see something, I learn it a heck of a lot faster than reading an instruction manual. But the words in the book, again, and you are a very wonderful wordsmith. You in my mind, even as a writer, I fucking write for a living, bro. It's just boring technical stuff, but like you definitely have a grasp of what to use, because for me, a lot of the words painted a picture. Like as I'm reading them, I'm almost not looking at the words. I'm seeing that like dream state in front of my eyes. And it's all sites that as a grower we've seen before and we're familiar with. So like I thought it was really intelligent the way that that worked, whether that was serendipitous or not. Just the intention of connecting our everyday, the things we do every day, the passion that we have. Like, were you trying to paint the pictures as you were, or were these just the words you felt needed to be
No, I wanted
like?
to like it's that's what took me the longest, like actually getting the proper verbiage to really get it down right, to be able to call it the Cannabis Bible, you know, to get that feeling for, you know, the ideas were there, is just like to actually get it right and make it sound right, make everything flow. That's what took the longest.
Makes absolute sense. So how long, if you don't mind me asking, has this been kicking around? Like sometimes it takes artists decades, sometimes it takes them a year. Like
Nah,
how long have you been like, I'm gonna do a book, I'm gonna put this together?
I didn't know it was going to be a book. The idea came to my head like right after the time I came into the community and I started meeting people in the community. And I met Grambo. I didn't meet him personally,
Nice.
but I started seeing his interviews and shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that he goes to the Cannabis Church, the Church of Cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really sparked the idea, like to really learn more about that and to see if there was any type of book about that.
And I haven't seen anything that strikes me quite like this. There are some great books out there. Even a recent guest that I had, Bingus in the Green Soul was a great book, and it hit me at the right time to kind of refill like the cup, is as I described it, of just like the love of the plant, and removing the industry and getting back to the plant, that green soul. But I definitely think they're two separate books. They're two different books. They both uplift me. They both, in my opinion, are great.
I I believe we were
This,
tapped into that same frequency though, because he calls it the green soul, and like to me, it came as the green spirit,
yep,
and
yep,
it's almost the same. Like we
yeah.
we were we were both together on that same frequency.
Well, because you're both people of the plant, and I wish that would focus, but here it says, the green spirit, and it's just, some pages are as simple as scent is memory, and memory is truth. The green spirit was told to you, and then you shared that through us. So yeah, well, from, again, I am not very well rounded or cultured when it comes to, poetry as an art, which it absolutely is. But reading these, like, dude, if all poetry was like this, bro, I would freaking be into it. Like, just the visualization that it gives me, the words that you chose, and the automatic connection I can make to my life from being a gardener is what I really connected with. And
Yeah,
so,
I believe anybody should be able to. Anybody who gardens, anybody who grows, and they should be able to make that connection right away.
yeah, and it's an uplifting thing. So I want to, and I'll put you on the spot here. I'm gonna blow you up big again, and I'll put Macho in there because, guys, just if you're in the U.S. and you want to play for the Petro pastry, just type Macho into the chat. But I want you to explain what the Cannabis Bible is to people, because I'm looking over here. I got my Cannabis Encyclopedia. I got my Breeder's Bible, and they're more instructionals. So can you please like fill people in? Because I guess we've kind of been talking around it. What are they going to be reading, and what are they going to hopefully get from
So
experiencing?
I took a different perspective on the book. Like you're saying, most people with the Cannabis Bible, it's a grow journal, a grow manual. I wanted to take a look at the beginning of everything, like actual Bible itself. It doesn't have nothing to do with religion, but it's all about how the plant started and how we got started with the plant and how the plant takes care of us as we take care of the plant.
I like that. And I like what NE20 is saying in here too. It's we need, or this must be a book month. And I'm like, we need a book of the month club now with amongst donors. Like, bro, we seriously could and should do a book of the month club.
So I
There's
think we could all agree
great
that
stuff out
the plant's been here a lot longer, way before we have. And I play into that, and I take the idea that we're here because of the plant. The plant created us to care for the plant. But
there. Yep. Do you have a copy with you? Do you have a book near
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. Right.
Okay. I want to put you on the spot again. Maybe the first one, chapter one. Again, I picked this up before we got on, and I read to my wife just that first page, and just, oh man, it's like hearing the perfect music score to a movie. It's like so many things. So would you be open to maybe reading a little bit of it, or maybe first part, if not everything on that chapter one, just to give people an idea, because it
Book
goes
one,
into what you were just
book one,
saying.
chapter one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Chapter one's titled "The First Breath of Green." In the beginning, there was stillness, no wind, no sun, no soil, no spark, only potential. And from that coldness void, a pulse began to hum. And in the rhythm of growth, the whisper of the roots not yet formed, the vibration of life knew itself. From the hum came the seed, ancient beyond measure. It was the first consciousness, not animal, not man, but green.
Dude, that's awesome. I hope
Sorry, I'm
that
a little
sets.
nervous. I'm not good at public reading.
Hey, no, you did fine. I appreciate that, because again, it gives people a good idea of what they're looking towards and looking for. I think my first initial response to you, when I was like, after you sent it, I started reading. I'm like, dude, this is some Wu-Tang shit right here. This is like the monks up in the temple, bro. That's who penned this. That's who you were channeling. Like, this, seriously, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the
I
Wu scriptures of cannabis.
took a lot of time off, and I don't know, like that's why I put as told to Macho Grams, because honestly, I don't know where this all came from. It just all came to me, and I had to get it out. You know, all these ideas were just piling up, piling up, piling up, and even when I put everything together, I wasn't even sure. Like I've never seen nothing like this before. You know,
No.
I don't know how everybody's gonna receive it, and I don't know what everybody's gonna say, but let me just put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. That's, getting started is the hardest part. because a lot of people have good ideas, but they just never get started because there's always an excuse that can hold you back. You will always find a reason to not do something. So getting started is huge, and the follow through, man. I'm so glad that you collected these. Again, I know we are kind of talking earlier about how long you had this vision, but the actual process of compiling them, did you put them in the order that you wrote them, or did you take some, like editorial liberty and be like, oh, I feel like this fits better towards the back, or, book 2?
Yeah, at first I wasn't like thinking about book 1, book 2, book 3. It was just different ideas that were coming.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly, like once I had enough to put everything together, I was like, I started thinking more into the Bible, like, okay, this sounds like this should go here and this should go there, and this sounds like,
Yeah. As an audio engineer, and as a video editor, that's a lot of what I do. Is like it's rarely just a straight shot. You have to figure out what references, what plays into each other. You can't introduce, or you can't have this scene because the character's not introduced till here.
yeah.
So that's an art in itself, dude. That really is too. So that's why I was curious. So much of my past, my audio relates into video. Editing it is the same, and all these little things that we do, like from when I was a DJ, all the rave flyers I used to have to make. Well, now I make thumbnails. So it's crazy how connected things can be
Yeah.
without actually thinking about it. So that's rad, man. Let's give these beans away here real quick. So one more time, Macho in the chat if you're in the US.
I'll do one better. Let's throw a book in there with it.
Get out of here.
Right here.
Dude. Okay. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I'll sign one to the winner. Whoever wins.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys, let me bring that up again. I'd be entering if I didn't already have my signed copy. And I got a sticker. Yeah. Okay. So book and the Petro pastry. Good luck, everybody. Let me hit roll. So draw. Okay. And again, guys, just reach out to me on Instagram, or better yet, through the website, chadwestport.com. Get me your information. Stutter 3724. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Dude. Stutter. I'm just writing this down. 3724. I said 42. So Petro pastry and book. I almost said pesto pastry. I'd probably try it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you get that information over to me. I'll send it over as soon as possible.
Cool, dude. Thank you for doing that. And Stutter,
thank you for having me on.
Yeah, congratulations. Dude, it's been fun. I, respectful of your time as well. I know you've kind of got a busy day, I imagine, but I always like to chat. I always like to bullshit with people.
Same here.
So what is maybe something that we can look forward to coming from you? Is it going to be some fire new pictures of something you're growing? Is it going to be the second edition of the Cannabis Bible? Are you even working on a second edition? How about that?
I thought about it. That's why I put the first edition on this one. I wanted to make it longer, because when you think about the Bible, it's a real thick book. This isn't that.
Yeah.
This one isn't that at all. But I wasn't going to read that thick book myself, so I couldn't see myself making a book that big.
This is perfect. This is digestible, man. Like, it's not
yeah, for sure.
You could do it in one sitting if you want. You can savor it and, do one a day, which is also kind of a nice way too, because a lot of these leave room for contemplation. A lot of them leave room for just kind of thought and imagination. Again, being a visual person, I really appreciate having that imagination stimulated. because it's not not everything you read is like gets you wondering, like, like a school kid again, like a young boy, a young man.
Yeah, I take that trip on the creative side, on the wild side. So if you're willing to take that ride with me, we'll circle back and you'll pick up some gems in the book.
Yeah, right on. I keep missing people, but I always see the comment. It says I can in the house. So
Oh, what up, Matt?
shout
What's going
out.
on, brother? Be
I
seeing you
can.
soon in Vegas.
Yes, I am stoked, dude. It's almost gonna be like a DGC reunion.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I think Pigeons will be there, Rob will be there, Mr. Groat will be there, Strange Show will be there, you're gonna be there. Is Saul gonna be there?
Yeah, Saul's gonna be there. Frankie's gonna be there. Yep.
Shoot. Blazing Arizona's gonna be there. A lot of
Yep.
people at the GG stuff. Okay, that'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what time I'm flying out. I have not even looked at any of that shit. I should probably get on it. But dude, thank you for making time to come out and hang out today and kind
Nah,
of
bro.
tell us a little bit more about the Cannabis Bible, as told to Macho Grams again, which I really love there. And that's the Macho Man sticker I was looking for earlier.
Oh yeah.
Boom. So please let people know where they can find you, where they can pick up the book, and anything you want to do. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, if you want to find me, reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, Macho Grams, Gramsbe Savage _ in between everything, Macho _ Grams _ and the book is on Amazon. They
Heck
have
yes.
yeah.
Yep. Links down in the show notes. So as simple as just going to click. Man.
Yeah, I got
Have you
Vegas coming up. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be sick. I can't wait for that. Just to hang out with everybody again. That's
that'll
what
be
it's all
fun.
about.
It'll be like that music show you go to. It's like you spend 70% outside in the like chill smoking section and then 30% on the inside of what you actually take.
For sure. For sure.
Well, dude, I look forward to seeing you out there, and I look forward to seeing everybody out there. And thanks for everybody who showed up today. I mean, we were over 300 strong today, brother,
Oh
to
shit.
support you and to support your book and do your thing.
Much love to everybody.
I don't know if you have, but man, post one of your pages, post a sample somewhere for people to read. Because I think that'll hook them in even more to the book. But dude, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. ChadWestport.com. Genetics.
Well, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you very much, bro.
Yeah. My pleasure, dude. Thanks for hanging out. We will catch everybody next time. Peace out.
1, 2.